Hey, it's Sri here. In today's video, I'm going to talk you through what you need to do to actually become immune to the criticism that you're getting from your husband. Now, before we dive in, I just want you to know that if you are going through a really tough time in your marriage at the moment, then you're not alone. The pain that you're having to go through it's so difficult because marriages bring up the greatest pain that we possibly can imagine. So if you are struggling and you are needing some guidance and some help on this journey of yours, then I'd love to be of service to you. All you need to do is in the description section below, just click on that link which just says book a call with me. Just click on that link, choose a time that works for you, and then I'll contact you at the scheduled time just to see if I can help in any way and I can learn a little bit more about your situation, give you some steps and some direction on your path as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that every week you get access to my latest videos teaching you about how to recover from infidelity, how to really heal yourself and really get to a place where you make the best decision about whether you want to stay in your marriage or you want to walk away. Whether you're still in your marriage or you're having to co-parent and you're separated and you're dealing with a husband who is really, really critical of you, who's constantly unleashing sort of verbal barrage and so on you, that can be really, really difficult to deal with. And so if you're in this situation where you're really struggling with that and every day it's like this constant battle from a mental and emotional point of view, then this video is going to be ideal for you, because what I'm going to do is talk you through 3 really important steps that you need to make sure you take so that he no longer has that impact on you. Because if he is dragging you down all the time, what happens is he basically has that power over you. We want to try and balance things out so that you're in a better place yourself. So the first step that you need to take is to make sure you stop the judgment that you impart on yourself. Now, what often happens is when people are in a difficult situation, their husbands are being critical and negative towards them. Yes, they're often seeking validation for their feelings, but that's because they judge themselves and feel like, why am I getting frustrated? Why am I getting hurt by this man? Why is he constantly being critical of me? And I think what often that means is that on some level, we're actually rejecting ourselves because we're saying, we shouldn't be feeling like this. We need to try and recover. We need to be in a better place and a stronger place. So we start to be very critical on ourselves. What I want you to do is to cease the judgment and actually step more into a place of acceptance and say to yourself, it's okay for me to be annoyed. It's okay for me to be hurt. It's okay for me to be angry, or whatever the emotion that comes up for you. I totally get it, and I know how painful it is, because often we are dealing with individuals who are a little bit more domineering, who are a little bit more controlling, and that becomes really, really painful to deal with. Now, I want to be clear that this video is more about how to deal with things on an emotional level internally first, as opposed to strategies on how to actually manage those individuals from a behavioral perspective. And I'll go through that in a different video down the line. But from an emotional perspective, you've got to firstly remember to stop the judgment on yourself and to accept the emotions that are coming up inside. Because when you do that, when you step into self-acceptance, you're actually stepping into self-love because you're honoring what's coming up inside. Second step is to make sure that you reframe this experience. Now, we can look at this and think, how dare he, he's being so mean, so horrible, and you're absolutely right, he shouldn't be acting in those ways. However, if we look at those behaviors and we see them for what they are, which is an opportunity to actually become a better version of ourselves, then we start to see the gift in it. Now, it's frustrating, I know, sometimes to hear that, because we're stuck in this pain, and to look at it and go, is there a gift in all of this? Like, I get how frustrating that would be, but I really want you to remember that this is a huge opportunity for growth for you. It's a huge opportunity to develop, and that's what I want for you, because I promise that as you do that healing on the inside, you will literally start to shift, and you will have a greater impact on him than you can possibly imagine. You'll actually find he won't have that same ability to impact you in the way that he has done so in the past. So if you can reframe this experience and see it as an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for you to become better and stronger, then it becomes a gift rather than this horrible, painful experience that you're having to deal with on a regular basis if you're having to deal with kids and so on. Now, the third step that I want you to really take on board is to reclaim your power. And the way we reclaim our power from a mental perspective is to say, I am no longer going to let this person have power over me. You see, if he says certain things and it constantly drags you down, effectively what happens is he still has an ability to overpower you in certain situations. Now, what we got to remember is that nobody has power over me. No one has the ability to shift my emotions unless on some level I'm allowing myself to do that. You see, when I was younger and, I'd ask a woman out and she'd say no, for example, I would immediately feel rejected. So what's happening there is that person has that power over me because I'm letting their behavior dictate how I feel. But I still have the choice to be able to shift that and go, no, actually, that person, they may not have liked me or they may not have been interested, but I'm not going to let them have the power over me anymore. Once again, I know it might be a little bit hard to hear if, he's being rude and, treating you poorly and being really manipulative and so on. And I'm not suggesting in any way that, you're the one that's doing it to yourself. Absolutely not. What I am saying though is even if he is operating in a certain way, you can still shift your gaze and reframe the experience like I talked about in step 2 so that it doesn't have the same emotional impact on you. And that's what I'm really wanting for you. I want to make sure that you're able to find a level of peace internally rather than letting this person who's treating you poorly drag you down so much. If you can recognize that your emotions are dictated by the thoughts that you think and the thoughts that you consciously choose and the shifts in the emotions that you wish to feel, you'll actually find that you have the capability to be able to change your approach and the way you feel regarding the situation that you're in right now. Now, if any of you are watching this and are triggered by some of the things that I'm saying here, I want you to remember that if we look at the history of the world and we look at people like Viktor Frankl, who was a survivor in Auschwitz, or Emmanuel Ilibagiza, who was a survivor from the Rwanda genocide back in 1994, if individuals like that have the ability to be able to change the way in which they look at basically the worst atrocities there's ever been in human civilization, we also need to know that we have that same power as well. Every single human being on this planet, I believe, has the capabilities to do it. Whether or not they do it or not is a different story. But I believe that we have the potential. And if you're watching this and there's a party that just even has a micro belief in what I'm saying, I'm telling you now, if you can shift the way in which you perceive a situation by virtue of the thoughts that you think and the emotions that you feel, you'll actually find you won't allow that person to have that same power over you. It's really amazing when you can reclaim your power, because I want you to have healing. I want you to experience true joy, true happiness, and true peace in really difficult situations. And you have more strength than you think. And I want to remind you of that. You have an incredible level of strength. I believe in you. I know that you can heal. I know you can grow. And if you are in a place where you are struggling and you really feel like you just don't have the ability to do it on your own and you're needing some support, some guidance, or maybe you're just wanting to take your growth to a whole new level, then I'd love to be of service to you through my program, the Authentic Relationship System. It's an incredible program that can really help you to heal and to grow and to become the best version of you. It's something that I really have put a lot of time and energy into helping set up a step-by-step process that helps my clients to be able to create the most remarkable and amazing transformations in the shortest period of time that you possibly can as well. And not just that, but if you are wanting to work on saving your marriage and really taking it to a new level, then this program will help you massively as well. So if you are wanting to learn a little bit more, then all you need to do is in the description section below, just click on that link which just says book a call with me. Just click on that link, choose a time that works for you, and then I'll contact you at that scheduled time, just so I can learn a little bit more about where you're at this moment in time in your marriage, where you're wanting to get to, and how we can bridge that gap a little bit as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've liked it, make sure to hit the like button below. If you want to get more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and click on that bell notification as well so you get notified every week when those videos have been uploaded. And let me know what your biggest takeaway is from this video as well. I always love hearing the comments and the questions, and I'll make sure to respond to every single one of them. And if you want to learn the answers to 3 of the most common questions when you're going through a separation, click this video above. And if you want to learn why men always come back after a separation, click this video above. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you in the very next video.